Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now. All right, we're back with another episode of At Odds.
Well, Brian,
we want to welcome. Hi, Nate. How you doing today?
Not bad.
Oh, come on, you're not doing good.
Yeah, you're right. I'm doing pretty terrible. I've been depressed for a few days here. Right. So
I just want to get this out of the way. We are recorded in the back room of the Doubleheader Bar and Studio in the Greater Lansing area.
Greater Lansing area.
The Greater Lansing area in the great state of Michigan. In what country, Nate?
Ethiopia today.
Ooh, Ethiopia. Anyways, today's show we're going to talk about the 2012 election results.
But Brian, before we get into the show here, I want to mention it is Veterans Day today.
It is.
So we want to send out a very sincere thank you to all of the current and former servicemen and women who fight to keep this country what it is.
And a shout out to my father, who served in the Navy as a corpsman during the Korean era.
Yeah, and my grandfather served in the Marines during the Korean War too. He came home with a Purple Heart, so
excellent.
It's very possible that they crossed paths at one point.
It's possible
around Korea. So, but getting back to the election,
if you've been in a cave for the last few weeks or so, Barack Obama was reelected as president. And Nate is a little sad by that. And I just want to say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Not that I'm happy about that. It's just that I told you so.
Yeah. No, and you did. And I was way off hoping on against predictions. Hope. Well, no, I really thought that I was going to be close. I mean, my prediction, I think,
was... Well, the popular vote was close, but the electoral vote wasn't necessarily that close.
My prediction for the electoral was Romney 337, Obama 201. That's my official prediction.
That was almost reversed.
Yeah, it was.
You know, what I was going with is I read an article by a very wise man who predicted that Barack Obama was going to win the election based on the data that he had. And based on the data that he presented, I was pretty sure that Obama was going to win. Basically what he said is Obama will win because he will have all the minority votes. He will have the Hispanic vote. He'll have the black vote. He'll have the unions. He'll have the women vote. He will have the majority of the independent votes, which he did. It was down a little bit if you look at some of the exit polls from the independents, but not that much. The thing is... he'll have all of the urban areas, which is in the large states that have the most electoral votes.
Yeah.
So his prediction was that Obama was going to win without any doubt in his mind, and that made sense to me, and I kind of stuck with that and said, that's probably true. I think it was a wise analysis. And everybody was sort of deluding themselves. And this was before, by the way, before Mitt Romney was...
the candidate.
The candidate.
Yeah.
That made a difference as well. The problem is the Republican Party, I think, has not presented, a good candidate to run against Obama.
I don't know if that's true. I think Romney was a strong candidate. I really do think so, and I think he ran his campaign well.
The pundits, on analysis are looking back and he just didn't come across as that warm, fuzzy kind of guy. He did a little bit later on, and certainly by the first debate, he was showing a little bit of that side. But early on, he was appearing as this cold, calculating, rich, white, 60-year-old plus male old boys club that turns off a lot of today's voters.
I don't think that was how he was acting. That's how he was portrayed in the media and by Obama's campaign.
But see, the thing is,
Obama's campaign did a great. They have a great.
Come on!
They did a great job painting him.
And the Republicans had a crappy bunch of people.
I agree with that.
But that's part of the game, man. And you got to present a candidate that appeals to a bunch of people, and the GOP just doesn't have that message.
Look, at this point, you're not going to get the Hispanic vote for one. You can't. You're going to have a very hard time convincing people to vote for somebody that isn't going to promise you free things. When you have
that's a cop out. I don't believe that.
That's exactly what it is.
Listen, it is not.
That's exactly what
Obama
it is.
got 55% of the female voters. Why is that?
He got a small percentage of the married female voters. Right? He got a high percentage of the single female voters.
55% of the female, 52% of the male. And
that's not a big margin.
59% of whites, not surprising there. 93% black for Obama, not surprising there.
It's about average
for a Democrat.
But here
was one of the things that was a deciding factor, in my opinion, and not, my opinion, like I'm an expert. No, in the opinion of most people, was the Hispanic vote. 71% of Hispanic voters voted for Obama, and 73% of the Asians did. Now, why is that? Let's look at Hispanics for a minute. Typically, and I'm talking about legal immigrants. We can talk about illegal immigrants and whether they voted or not. That's sort of another issue. But Hispanics, particularly Mexicans, and regardless of the stereotypes, tend to be strong family. They tend to be Catholic, so they have strong Christian roots.
Mm-hmm.
They're conservative in their values with family, morals, sex, and all that kind of stuff.
Hard work.
They tend to be hardworking.
Yep.
And they want to, and they believe in the American dream. All right, that's Republican written all over them.
Yep.
So why are 71% of Hispanics vote for Obama, and we lost 30% of the Hispanic, only 30% of the Hispanic vote voted for Romney, and the thing is, it's immigration.
It is not. It is not immigration.
It's immigration. Yes, it is.
I completely disagree with that. It's exactly what I just said.
No,
we've changed our immigration law. Well,
let's
and I know your point,
but for a little bit later in the show, we talked about this before whether we want to do it.
You just brought up immigration
only because of the Hispanic vote. Although not all Hispanics are recent immigrants. Some have been here for hundreds of years.
Okay, you go, and then I'll disagree with you when you have a coherent point.
No, my point is the Republican Party needs to win Hispanics. My God, they're waiting there. They want a conservative leader, and I'm saying that they also feel strongly about the immigration law. And when Romney talks about self-deportation and strong immigration laws and deporting immigrants, whether illegal or not, and I'm assuming it's illegal because if they're here legally, they really can't. It's hard to deport them. But they didn't. I think they underestimated that vote. Now, granted, Hispanics are only about 13% of the population, or about between 13 and 14. They're a little bit higher than blacks now as a major minority. Is that a oxymoron?
It is a little bit.
A major minority. And the Asians. Now, why are the Asians going for Obama?
Look, let's go back to the... You're saying that Romney turned off the Hispanic vote because he talked about self-deportation. I think
that's part of it.
I do not think this is a policy issue. I think...
of course it
is. You're not going to convince people to vote against the guy that's promising you free things. It's a mentality.
Listen,
it's the type of people we allow coming into this country. Look, in 1986...
That's crap, because... Not all Hispanics, and it's not that big of a proportion, not all Hispanics are on the welfare dole.
And not all of them voted for Obama, did they?
Yeah, 30% didn't, but they could have delved into that a little bit better. I think to say that all Hispanics voted for Obama because they get free stuff is disingenuous and not true.
I didn't say all of them.
And you can back that up by statistics.
I don't know.
It's not free stuff.
Look at what... In 1986, what did Ronald Reagan do? He signed an amnesty bill, right?
Yeah, he did.
When he... In 84, when he ran, he got 37% of the Hispanic vote. He signed amnesty in 86. 2 years later... Bush Sr. 2 years later, Bush Sr. ran for president and only got 30% of the Hispanic vote. We had a Republican president sign an amnesty bill, and the next Republican got less of the Hispanic vote. So you can't tell me that some sort of immigration reform amnesty crap is going to help the GOP out.
But that 86 bill also, listen, that 86 bill also granted amnesty, but it also cracked down and imposed sanctions against employers who hired undocumented workers. So if you're saying that immigration, especially illegal immigration, had an issue in that, it's not true.
Oh, so your argument is for the GOP to win elections, we have to just open the borders.
I didn't say that.
I mean,
that's not my point at all. My point is, if the GOP wants to get a base of voters that generally agree with conservative values, Catholics, hardworking family people, they need to present a better platform to that demographic.
What would a better platform be?
I think you could show you can show what the Republican Party has done and why their conservative values are better.
Not a better platform, a better case for the platform.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Well, okay. A better job of selling or advertising that platform.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, immigration was a big part of this, as far as the views of the Republican Party versus Obama, who wants to basically get everybody in. They had the DREAM Act that he did as an executive order.
Yeah, he did as an he promised it would be done in the first year.
I'm just saying, as far as the Hispanic vote goes, man, they're there. They wanna be part of that conservative.
I just completely disagree that it's a policy issue.
I think
on immigration.
Well,
I completely disagree with that. It's
I'm sorry.
Rush Limbaugh said it. It's you're not going to convince people to vote against Santa Claus.
But you're assuming that all Hispanic voters voted because they're getting free stuff.
No, I'm not.
And I think that is an undefensible position.
You can't say all of any group. There wasn't one group that all of them voted either way. That's not my point.
I know. We're just talking about the Hispanics, and you're saying, well, Obama won because he gives away free stuff, and I think that's overgeneralizing and I don't think I don't think that is a defensible position.
That applies to all people that voted for Obama.
No,
I think that's
here's the other thing.
That's a very influential part of his campaign. I'll give you all these free things.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
I mean,
let's look at the age demographics.
Did you see what he campaigned on? Free health care, free contraceptives,
but
free
abortions, health care appeals to a broad range of society, from very young to very old.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't really have to go with the demographics per se.
I didn't.
What I'm saying.
That's not what I said.
Let me give you this number.
Okay.
The 18 to 29 years old, 60% have voted for Obama.
Yep.
30 to 44, 52% voted for Obama. It was only until you got into 45 and up that 51 and 65 and older, 56% voted for Romney. So that tells you something too.
Yeah, because those people remember Carter.
Okay. And they tend to be conservatives because, like we discussed in the previous show, the older you get, the more conservative you get, the younger you are, the more liberal you are. I understand that. But age was an indicator there. How about education?
Again, Obama had a great ground game, a great campaign. His message came across, and it was college tuition, free or college grants, Pell Grants, things like that.
Okay, well,
health care.
Yes, college certainly isn't free. I mean, it's very, very expensive.
Birth control for all these college